Hello everyone! Now, I know what you might / probably are thinking. Cassie, didn't you already upload this video today? Cassie, aren't you wearing your mask headband? Yes, and kind of yes. Yes. I'm here for a redo and I'm gonna do a very quick turnaround because I figure I can. So I'm gonna do that for you guys. I just uploaded my review on this new Clarisonic foundation brush head attachment, and while some people were definitely agreeing with me that this thing does not work at all, there were also some of you, including Clarisonic, that said that I could use this differently and get better results. Basically, I did it wrong. I thought I was doing it right / okay, but you know, if there's a chance I did it wrong, I am a-okay with doing a redo. I've done it in the past. I can do it again here in the future / the present, however you want to consider time and space and So, I have got my Clarisonic foundation brush head again. I did go ahead and wash it, so there you go. I did find that it was a little difficult to wash. It's just one of those brushes where I feel like no matter how much soap I'm using, I use just Johnson's baby shampoo and it works great normally at removing foundation, eyeshadows, all those sorts of things. You know, it cleans my makeup brushes very well, but this is just one of those brushes. I don't know, every now and then it seems like I get a brush where it's like, it won't come off of the bristles. And this was one of them where it was a bit hard for me to wash, so I don't know, maybe there's a better washing thing I could use for this, but like I said, typically Johnson's baby shampoo does work for me, so I don't know. But it is freshly washed, and I have got the same products that I used in the initial review of this so that we can test everything the same and whatnot. So I hope you guys are ready for this redo video. And I guess I didn't really explain the headband, did I? I'm just wearing it because I want to. But as you can see, Clarisonic commented on my video and they said, "Hi there! Unlike manual brushes, the Sonic foundation brush is designed to do the work for you." I did remember reading that. "To avoid streaks and for best coverage, lightly touch the brush to your face." So like barely, and then move in circular motions. Which I thought I had done circular motions, but looking at the playback, I did like some circular motions and then I did some just like wiping motions. And then they said, you know, they hope that I'll give this thing another try. And here we are, that's exactly what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and undo this brush head, my typical brush head, and we can reattach the foundation brush head here. So I still think this looks so strange, but okay. Get you a bit zoomed in. Yeah, is that good? And then I will apply like I did before. So because, you know, it says that you can use this on all sorts of cream products, I mentioned this in the initial review, but I figure I can mention it again here, but usually I blend out concealer and stuff on its own separately from the foundation. But since this tool says, you know, it can be used for all sorts of cream products, I figure why not just have it be one big happy family and do all of the blending together. Right? Is there logic? Yes, agree, disagree? I don't know. Then I have got my foundation. A few people said they think I used too much foundation as well, since this does say, you know, that you can use less foundation than usual, so I can definitely give it a shot with less foundation as well. Just go ahead and dot this on. It's not, it's quite a bit less than I typically do. So, here we go. Number 2, try number 2. Let's do this. Barely touching the skin surface and doing circular motions. I feel like it's hard to not want to push down, just because I guess, you know, that's just what I'm used to doing, you know, with a normal foundation brush. And I guess when it comes to like doing small circles like this, there's no way I'd be able to do my whole face in under a minute. That's just me personally, because right now I've got 20 seconds left and I can tell you I will not be able to do my whole face in under a minute. I think that's why I rushed it the last time, is because I was so focused on the under a minute claim. See, so that was a whole minute, and I haven't gotten to my forehead yet. But we can try this again. And then a few of you were also mentioning, you know, with the Clarisonic, it's like, you know, the vibrations are supposed to be pushing things into your pores, you know, to get things cleaner, which is what I always thought was true with the Clarisonic. So then, you know, doing it with foundation, isn't that, like, why would you want your foundation to go super deep in your pores, you know? Like, that just doesn't, I don't know, it's just a question. I don't know if it actually does push the foundation super deep into the pores, or whatever the case may be. And yes, I see that hair on my face. I will get that in a second, but there, I think that blended out as best as possible. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think this was designed to like get super duper close to the eyes, so I can't really knock it for not blending the concealer into the innermost portion of my lower eyelid, but I do think that that helped. Like I mentioned, I didn't use as much foundation, so I feel like the coverage isn't as good, but I do think that that did get rid of streakiness. As you can see, it does look very blended, but there definitely are areas that could still use more foundation, but that really is just because I used less foundation. So I don't personally see that this is making my foundation go any further than it normally would, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna apply a little more and see if I can blend this in. So there was the further blending. As you can see, I got another shed hair, which I think that is like the biggest downfall of this brush. So Clarisonic, if you are watching this again, I don't know if there's something you can do or whatnot, but I know a lot of people are complaining about how much this brush head does shed, so I don't know if there's something you can do like adherence wise with the bristles, but that does seem to be a widespread problem. But there you go, I was able to get things, you know, to build up and everything, and I do think that this application method is the way to go. You know, I am the first person to admit when I am wrong, so I clearly did it wrong the first time, so I'm glad I could do this again with you guys to show you that there is a method, a specific method to the madness of this foundation brush. You do have to barely touch it to your skin. I think for me, and probably lots of people who are used to using foundation brushes and stuff, I think we're just used to, / we're just trained to push a bit harder, you know? But that is something that you will have to adjust to with this. You just have to do it very lightly, and then also really working in very small circular motions so that it's not streaky. I don't know how I would ever be able to get my whole face done in under a minute like they claim, so I don't know, maybe it's just me, like maybe some people are able to do it, but I think that claim is a little off. I think the shedding of this is a bit off. I personally just don't see myself reaching for this brush because of the shedding, and because I feel like, I mean, I know this is just ultimate laziness, but having to go and like take off my normal brush head and put this brush head on, having to wash this foundation brush every single day, when typically I can just reach into my foundation brush cup, grab a brush, do my makeup, and then put it away. Like, I typically wash my foundation brushes once a week instead of once a day. Like I said, you can maybe chalk that up to laziness or whatever the case may be, but that is just the way my life is. At least I'm honest about it. So yeah, I think there's some things that could be improved here. I just, like I said, personally don't see, I don't want to say that like I don't see value in it, because obviously this does work. I just personally don't see why I wouldn't just grab for a normal foundation brush, over this. Like I said, less washing, less having to interchange heads. I feel like a normal foundation brush doesn't take as long because I don't have to worry about going in such slow circular motions, and I feel like I get this exact same result by using my normal foundation brush. So personally, for me, this foundation brush is not for me, but you know, if this works for you, that's great. I'm so glad that I could come on here and show that this actually is able to do a good job at blending the foundation. I just think that there are definitely factors that you have to keep in mind. You know, how often do you wash your brushes? Do you find it to be a hassle like me, even though, you know, it is very easy to change out foundation head brushes on your Clarisonic? Do you not own a Clarisonic? Because if you don't own a Clarisonic, like, I do not think it is worth going out and buying a Clarisonic just so that you can have the brush head. I think it's worth it if you're wanting to invest in your skincare because, like I said in my last video, I use this thing every single night to cleanse my face and I adore it. I think it really does wonderful, wonderful things for my skin in terms of cleansing, but I don't think it's worth it if you're just going to use it as a foundation brush. Like, I think your manual foundation brushes do just as good a job and they're much cheaper. So thank you guys for sticking with me. I am sorry about my lack of, I don't know. I'm just sorry that the last video was a bit of a fail on my part. I hope this video was helpful for you guys in seeing a redo and everything. If this was helpful and or enjoyable for you, please do go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content from me in the future. I would love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!